we saw a glimpse of this fish, and I took the harpoon, I just threw it off the back, and we're all just looked at each other. We're like, I'm like, oh, I got him, I got him, I got him. And right at that point, Jim snapped off.
Today's guests, I got Billy Hayes and James Kuhl jumping on. They're absolute tuna junkies and madmen who chase giant bluefin on spin gear, and I'm pretty pumped to hear how they actually do it. So welcome, fellas. How you doing?
Yeah, welcome, man. That's awesome. Thank you for having us on, dude.
Awesome. No worries at all. So I guess with both of you, what brought you into fishing in the first place and then led you down the path of actually chasing these monsters?
Oh, man, when I was a little kid, I was fishing, freshwater bass in the pond with my grandpa, and it just turned into this crazy addiction. And when his dad finally strode us tuna, it really just spiraled down the road. It's just crazy now. We've become so addicted to chasing these fish.
Yeah, it's pretty well. Same for you, James?
Yeah, same exact thing. I'm 8 years younger than Billy. We live on the same little lagoon here. And we met when he was like a teenager and I was a little tiny kid, and we became friends. Like even then, we've loved fishing since then, but it became from fishing right in our backyard to going out catching giants. So it's been a journey.
And it was your dad who led you both down that path, was it?
Exactly. Yeah, he's been catching tuna for 20 or so years. He's been catching tuna since he was my age, but just strictly on like spin gear, like we're doing it now. He's been doing it for the last 15 or so years.
Yeah, okay, because I was going to ask what actually led you down the path of trying this on spin gear as opposed to the more conventional methods. He was doing that on spin gear back then, was he?
He was the one who really introduced it to us. We didn't really know any better. Spin gear is kind of how we learned.
Yeah.
I was always super small as a kid, and he would take me out tuna fishing, and we'd be using big conventional gear, trolling and stuff like that. And I never really grew a like to it because I was so small and I couldn't even like hold the big trolling rods. I'd rather stay inside and go like inshore fishing. But when we introduced spin gear, that's when I got interested in it because it kind of felt like I was inshore fishing, but with just bigger fish.
Yeah, right. And that led down the path of Tuna Junkies. So I guess that's what you call yourself these days. That's a whole team of you guys, is it?
Yeah, it's a whole team of us. It's Jim who started it with a guy named Jimmy Perkins, who's one of Jim's best friends. And they just thought of the name one day, Tuna Junkie, and they slapped it on the side of the boat. And we're like, it's stuck. It really is such a great, definition for what we are.
It's a sick name. You got to trademark that for sure.
He's got it. He's got it trademarked. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We're going to do something with it. I mean, we started like a YouTube and stuff like that. We've been putting some videos out, and we're going to do something with it.
Yeah, right. Works. You should, man, because I didn't even know anyone was catching giant bluefin on spin gear. And I was talking to Chris a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking a lot about you guys. And I thought, oh, geez, I got to check all that out. But what sort of setup do you use? Because, I mean, these fish are huge.
We use all like 20Ks, 18 and 20Ks, Stella.
Wow.
I mean, you can get it done on the Saragossa, but it's not like, you're not going to be able to do it multiple times. So we're getting the Stellas. We're going for the 18 and the 20K, like PE12, PE10, super heavy, 220 liter. You know.
I can grab her.
Yeah, give us a look at it.
I just rigged up before we got on live here.
Yep.
We're going tomorrow. It's the first commercial day of our season.
Yeah.
But here we go.
Look at that.
That's a 20K.
Yep.
Got a big stick bait on there.
That's an untamed, actually, from Australia.
Yeah.
Or New Zealand.
Yeah, right?
Untamed? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know them.
Yeah.
What size is it? The lure?
230, I believe.
Yeah.
245. I forgot.
That's a cracker.
245.
245.
That's what you mostly throw for these things?
Yeah, we throw those and soft plastics like, paddle tails and straight tails. I got them right in front of us right here. Here's an LBM.
I saw that in a couple of videos. So what sort of letter you got on that? Because you're casting out into them, aren't you?
Yeah, this is like a 4-ounce head. So we're casting, this, enables us to cast into the wind pretty good.
Yep.
And here's another one. Here's a hoagie paddle. This is like a cheat code over here.
That one, is it?
It really is. Yeah, this is like a secret.
Yeah, I got a couple of your videos, and I seen it as you were drawing back. I saw paddle tail in there. I was like, that's new. I've never chased bluefin, but yellowfin, it's always been poppers and that sort of thing. But never thought for use a paddle tail.
Yeah, over here they're on like menhaden, like bunker. So they're like, baits that look almost exactly like this. And you throw this anywhere near them when they're coming up, they're just gonna find it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, absolute crackers. So you got any little, I don't know, gear adjustments or little, I guess, trade secrets you use that make a big difference chasing these fish?
We chasing these fish, I mean, we're all like, we're not lazy on the water. We're
Just
always
dedicated,
looking
yeah.
around, the day could change at any time. The fish could just come up right next to us and there all of a sudden there's a feed and it's like I think we're all just so dedicated. We work so well together as a team that we just always manage to find something and stay positive.
Yep. I've heard a couple of stories from out at your sort of end of the town, and they all sort of blend into, one big story. I don't know what comes from where and everything. They're all insane. And I've got a bunch of these little videos here. So I've got them in no particular order. So I'm just going to probably bring them up and we'll just have a look at them just to
Awesome.
show what you guys actually do. So where do we go here? Bring that back. This is insane.
I got the audio. Let me see.
Oh, you can hear the audio?
Yeah, I just heard the audio. Yeah.
Okay, I can turn it back up, but this is wild.
That was insane. Let's fucking go! Bill, get on the wheel! Somebody get on.
So
Dude,
that's
I
you
mean,
there,
how
James.
lucky that was that I decided to pick up the camera at that time. I mean, I'm always casting, but for some reason, I'm just like, let me video this.
It's because it's probably because you got a fish like a couple feeds earlier in that. So
Yeah.
you were like, all right, I got mine. Let me record the boys. So.
But I mean, how crazy was that bite, dude? Boat side, and you could slow it down and just see him suck the popper.
Yeah, you see the water come like drop out.
Incredible.
It's mental. And
Yep.
so you're sort of at this point, for me anyway, it's like, what the? That's a couple of meters off, or a couple of 6 feet? I guess you guys say
At
off your
that
boat.
point, I mean, I'm not going to talk for him, but I think he didn't even expect that fish to hit it at that point at all.
I didn't expect it. It's hard to even say because the camera doesn't catch it, but we were casting into a feed of fish, and my popper landed, and I popped it once, and a fish actually came up and ate it, but it didn't like get it fully, so I didn't hook that fish. So I was like already freaking out and like was like all flustered, and then it happened right there.
Yeah.
It
And
caught
so
me so off guard too. Caught me so off guard.
I was about to say before, when we've chased them, if I'm getting that close to the boat, I'm almost giving up, like pulling it back out to go again.
I'd say most of the time that we're giving up when it gets that close, but
Definitely.
some of our craziest fights do happen that close.
Really? Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, Jim's the most fired up.
Man, yeah, he's the one that puts a lot more he puts the most miles in. He's dedicated more than anyone in this game in my eyes.
Who's this doing that?
That's Jim in the background yelling.
My dad, Jim.
Oh, it's your dad. Yeah, okay. He's the one talking, is he?
Yeah, he's the one yelling.
Listen to this. He's pumped. I'll play it one more.
That was insane. Let's fucking go with the Bill, get on the wheel! Somebody get on the wheel! Woo! Woo!
That's another prime example of...
That's him there, yeah.
Another prime example of us working so well together. Like, the fish just ate it, and he's already talking about, like, somebody getting on the wheel, somebody, like, everyone getting in their right positions, like, right as the bite's happening, not, like, panicking, and it's pretty awesome.
That's the key to these fish on spin gear. When they eat, you just got to be ready to kind of chase them down. I mean, a lot of people think they're going to stop, and they don't. We're going to have to run them down, get up, tamed, and then we can start working them.
Some fish don't take a huge run, and then some fish can empty the spool within 20 seconds and say goodbye.
Yeah, so if you're not chasing it, there's no chance.
Yep.
So the hook set, you got a pretty mean hook set going on with all these fish. Are you guys like, not just the hook set, but the whole fight itself? Are you guys doing any sort of specific training or, anything along those lines to stay ready? Because this is serious stuff.
We're all in pretty good shape. I mean, he surfs every day. I do jujitsu. Like, we're all like, we're in pretty good shape. We're in decent shape. And we do this a lot. We catch a lot of fish.
Yep.
But, no, not really, man. We just, it's really just technique when it comes down to it. I mean, you see these guys in Japan, like these little guys, and they're fighting these fish, like, completely alone.
4 hours.
4 hours. Their arms look like spaghetti noodles, and they're reeling these things in perfectly fine. A lot of it is
Like
technique.
mentality,
Yep.
keeping yourself calm.
And it's hard to keep yourself calm when one of those train cars hits the popper, right next to the...
Adrenaline starts going. Honestly, that hook set right there was way more hook sets than I would usually give a fish. But once again, I wasn't expecting it. It caught me off guard, and my adrenaline was through the roof. I was just setting it a bunch of times.
Do you lose them often?
We used to. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously, it's like now we're like using super, super heavy stuff. But when we started, we used to lose a lot of them.
From straightened hooks, or they just spit the hook, or
We were breaking a lot of leaders. We were snapping line. We weren't really using the best tackle. And once we actually started dialing it in, now we're using all heavy shit. It's good.
yeah,
We
right,
got
okay.
Good ratio.
The fish on poppers and stick baits, I feel like it's good in the fact that if you hook them, you're either going to pull the hook within the first 2 minutes of the fight as it's making its first run, or the hooks are dug into them and you're in for it, and the only thing that can go wrong is like the line breaking or something like that at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then, so you guys, you're fishing commercially, eh? So you're trying to catch these fish, you sell them, or keeping them for yourself. What do you guys actually do?
Yeah, this year we're going to be fishing commercially. We all got our captain's license and we bought all the safety equipment and everything we need. So that actually starts tomorrow. That's why we're so fired up. But before this, we were just, we had recreational permits, and you could still harvest a trophy fish, and, that's a giant, and catch and release as many as you want. And you can keep a fish to 73 inches, it's a pretty big fish, like 220 pounds. So
Yeah, it's a monster of a fish.
Yeah.
So over 220 pounds, is that considered a giant? So what would you call
Yeah,
a
here,
trophy
yeah, like
giant?
over 73 inches. It's about 200, 220 pounds,
Right.
and that'll be considered a giant.
So you
Legally,
can't keep that if you're just recreational fishing.
You can, unless you're in like a trophy season, which
Very minimal. It's like 1 month out of the year type of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
To actually get lucky enough to kill one of these things with a recreational permits, it's kind of tough.
Especially on spin too.
Yeah.
On spin for sure, yeah. Well, just stepping back a little bit, tell me a bit about where you're actually from and that whole area, because I know it's a pretty diehard fishing sort of town and location in the US there. So run me through that.
We're from Tom's River. It's, on the Atlantic. We're like in between. If you look at the US, we're in between Florida and Canada, dead center.
Right.
And we fish like in an area where we can go either out of Barnegat Inlet or Manasquan Inlet, which puts us to two different, parts of the fishing area. I can't even put my words together.
You're right.
Yeah, I Billy put it right, and
so like the fish are down south, we run out of Barnegat. Fish are up north, we run out of Manasquan.
I also think a very special thing about New Jersey, and we're fishing off of New York too, because New Jersey's here and New York kind of sticks out, Long Island. So we're fishing in this area a lot. I think the coolest thing about our area is that you could roll out of our inlet and you're in 20 feet of water, and there could be giants blowing up right there, and you could hook one within sight of land.
Wow.
And then the next day you might run 80 miles one way, and you might find fish there. You might find giants there. You might find yellowfin there. You might find smaller bluefin. It's a very wide variety, and tuna aren't just the only thing here too. There's there's incredible world-class fisheries throughout the year of other fish too.
And so, you mentioned there just getting them right out the front as opposed to 80 mile out. How do you find them?
It's usually, here, it's usually a lot of miles that we cover. And we're not just running 30 miles an hour everywhere. We're getting into different, fishy areas, lumps, and we'll see one bird sometimes and we'll slow down and start looking around. We're really looking for any life. Sometimes we'll get them casting into whales and dolphins. Sometimes they'll be feeding just on bunker. Sometimes, last week or 2 weeks ago, we had them just cruising the surface, like migrating. And they wouldn't even touch anything at those points.
Yeah, okay. That's where the old harpoon comes in, doesn't it?
Exactly, yeah. That's where Chris comes in.
That's where he comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is your first year commercially fishing, yeah? You're pretty confident? Sorry, throwing my words.
We're very confident. It's going to be pretty cool. It's definitely going to be pretty cool.
And what's sort of your strike rate when you head out there? Is it every day you're catching fish? I don't know this fishery at all.
So, definitely not. Yeah, time of year. I mean, right now it's definitely the beginning, and everything's just starting to show up. But I'd say once July rolls around, if you want to catch a tuna, you have a pretty good shot at catching one every day.
And then later in the year too, like from like October to December, that's like when we got a really, really good run of bluefin here. Anything from 40 inches to 120 inches within like 20 miles of the beach. And
Yeah.
that's where like we're going out. If we go out 3 times a week, we'll probably catch 3 times, like every trip. And like there's days where we go out and we get like 6 or 8. There's some days we get 1, and then the next trip we don't do good. But like the fall's definitely where it's at when it comes to the giant fishery and being close to land too.
Yeah, and you guys, obviously, you're out there casting at them. Is that all you do? Or do you ever switch it up to live bait or anything else, trolling, or are you just purely out there chasing the bust up and just casting straight into them?
We're all about the chasing and the casting straight into 'em. I mean, we'll play with the live bait for sure sometimes.
Jigs too.
Yeah, I mean,
On
jigging.
jigs?
Yeah, we get them on the vertical jig. That's a pretty common thing too over here.
Yep.
Usually we get those
smaller glass fish. I think most of our giants that we've ever like encountered or like that kind of thing is always, I wouldn't say always, we've definitely caught some out far, but most of the time it's in shallow water where you could jig them, but it's usually like under 100 feet of water, so it's like they're moving around so fast that vertical jig doesn't really work that good. It's like, but we have had times when you go out far jigging them, it's usually like smaller class bluefin and yellowfin. But once again, we've caught them out that far. So,
yep. And what about, are you limited with spin gear? Are you limited to the size you're targeting, or you'll go anything?
We'll go anything. I want it the biggest possible. I want something really, really, really big, and that's what I'm going for. We're at the point now where we're trying to catch them alone. So like, James hooks up. We're all pushing James. You better reel this thing in alone. We're not taking it, and we all push each other to try and do it alone. But we want the biggest, definitely.
Yeah, and what's sort of the if you're going for it alone, is that not how you normally do it? You usually switch a rod between all you guys and just fire it as hard as you can.
Yeah, it's really difficult. You're holding on to that spin rod, 30 plus pounds of drag, and after an hour, your back screaming, your grips are giving up. It hurts. So sometimes you just really have to hand off the rod.
And I'd say that's what we used to do. It's what a lot of people do. And it's more of just like in wanting to land the fish and wanting to like catch the fish is just like keeping fresh arms on the rod. But like, I feel like we've gotten to a point now, like where it's like more of like a competition between all 3 of us. It's more of like it's more just like staying dedicated and just trying to push through and do it ourselves, more of just like an accomplishment thing.
Yeah, we had one in North Carolina that I literally, I mean, we've caught a bunch of these things. I got hit. It was so rough and everything was going on. I got dumped one time. I was probably on the rod for like a minute. And I'm like, I just had adrenaline up. Someone's got to take this. Someone's got to take this. And I had to give it off and strip down. And
Billy's the guy that is usually never giving up the rod. Like most of the time I have no shame. And if I'm shot, I'm shot. And like, I push myself as hard as I can. Him, like, he'll go to the very end where he can't even hold on. But that time in specific, it was like, he looked at me and said, take it. I'm like, I didn't even know who I was talking to. It was funny.
Yeah. And do you think going commercial as opposed to recreational is going to suck a bit of the fun out of it for you guys, or you're pretty confident you'll just keep doing what you do?
I think it's going to make it more fun because when they come up the first time, we don't have to. We can actually just hit them with the harpoon and then take them in. It's like releasing these big fish is very hard. It's kind of a nightmare. It's like it's like releasing a dinosaur boat side. It's crazy.
And speaking of dinosaurs, what's the biggest one, I guess, for both of you guys? To run me through the story, because obviously we love the stories here. Biggest fish for you, Billy, and then you, James. What do you got?
Our biggest fish was, I'm going to say it was together because we were together. It was last year. We had it out on my boat, and we got into him, just me, him, and Jim. And when it was a 113-inch fish, that's over 800 pounds.
Wow. On spin gear. Sorry, I'll let you tell it. You run through it.
Yeah, on spin gear. I mean, it was. We left late. These guys had to work in the morning. We headed out, and it was like we got to that area, which was like 3 miles out, and there was just everywhere we looked, there was a feed there, feed there, feed there. We were basically hooked up within
I think it was like 40 minutes that we hit like 2 or 3 feeds and
Yeah, and it was all giants. So I said right away, I'm like, we got to get on the wheel. We got to get on this fish. And actually, the reel ended up breaking after a few runs because we tightened the drag so tight. So the drag was only putting out probably 10, 15 pounds of drag.
Pounds maybe.
And it was locked. So we had to break out the glove. It was like a 2-hour fight. Jim's holding it. We're holding the rod. We're trying to keep some pressure on this fish. And it's like, it was crazy, man. I mean,
wild.
Yeah. That was a true battle.
And how long did that take?
Hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think we would have had it significantly quicker if the drag didn't break. Because honestly, like, it got to a point in the fight where we didn't even realize that the drag was broken because we were just like, the Giants, they do their thing. They can take a consistent slow run. They just like, and that's what it was doing. And then I forget what even triggered it, but I think it was when my dad got on the rod. I saw him like lean back one time, and I'm like, I saw the rod not bending to like the full ability. And I'm like, is the drag all right on that? We actually went up and like pulled it out by hand. And it was like, we're like, oh my God, like we've been fighting this fish on 12 pounds of drag for the last like 20 minutes.
Wow. So an hour and 40 to land it, and then you just took that one in?
That one we had to release.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, of course. Yeah.
I would have loved to kill that fish. I would have hung that thing right when I got home. I mean, my God.
I can't even fathom how big that fish is. Like, I've never seen a tuna like anything close to that.
That one was a dinosaur. No other fish even compares to it. And we've had some others close to that size, but no, like that one was so significantly bigger. It was crazy.
Yeah. Have you got a pretty good idea when you get these hookups of the size of the fish within like a range, or do they all just fight different? And big one could be easy, small one could be rough.
Some of those medium sizes, you definitely think you have a giant. And honestly, I mean, he had one last week.
I was just going to say that.
That was like 200 pounds. And this fish fought harder than any fish we've even encountered in North Carolina this year.
It had it on the heavy setup, too. It wasn't like we had lighter gear. Like, the fish that we were seeing were all smaller, like medium to large size fish, like 60 to maybe 80-inch fish. So we were still throwing heavy gear. And this fish, I was convinced this was going to be a 90, 95-inch fish, and it came up, and we were like debating on killing it because we might have thought it was a keeper, and it ended up being like whatever, I don't even know, upper 70s and low 80s, and we got to release it. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was a battle. It was a battle.
Demon fish.
Yeah.
Some of them, though, they're like people. I mean, that's what Jim says. They're like people. I mean, some people are tough, and some people are just going to come in easy. It's like
we've had like 80-inch class fish that we've landed in like 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, 350-pound fish that we've landed in 10 minutes on the same gear that a 80-inch fish takes 2 hours. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And what would you rather? Tough fight? Easy one?
I want the easy one. I want him to get scoped out, tail wrap him, and just bring him right in, which is something that happens a lot when you're fighting them on spin. I think it's because they scope so far out, and then they wrap their tail. And that's why we're using the heavy leader, too, so we don't break off.
Backwards and drown them, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, okay. And what about any crazy stories out there, any close calls, or, things that you look back on going, we got lucky there sort of thing? You got any wild ones?
Oh, man.
Off the top of my head, we had the storm a couple weeks, like last week in your boat.
We had a sketchy storm hit us out there, and that was pretty gnarly. We were all debating what to do, but I'm trying to think of something crazy right now. Let me think. We had a 70-inch fish on the Junkie come up, and you remember that fish that Jim got and I harpooned, like, that came across the back like last second?
Yes.
Break
off.
Oh
my God, yeah.
Yeah. So there was a fish that Jim had, and it came
way undergunned on gear too.
Yeah, we had like
light gear,
super light tackle, PE5, and we knew we were kind of doomed. It was like a 200-pound fish, and this fish came across and showed himself one time, and at this point, I wasn't good on the harpoon.
This was December too. It's like it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the water temperatures. Water temperatures in the upper 40s. It's blowing 25 knots. Like,
we saw a glimpse of this fish, and I took the harpoon. I just threw it off the back, and we're all just looked at each other. I'm like, oh, I got him. And right at that point, Jim snapped off. So we got the dart in him just in time, and we saved it. But I mean, honestly, like we were gonna lose that fish 100% if I didn't just blind throw it.
Yeah.
There's, there's a few times that things like that have happened.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know, like close calls like we ever had.
What about old boat rollovers or anything close to that? Because, you're talking 800-pound fish and you're dragging it in over the side. I assume that's what you're doing, or you're towing it in.
Your
But
trophy fish last spring.
Yeah, my trophy fish last spring, I was with Paul, our other buddy, and we got the fish was like 400 something pounds.
Yeah.
400 pounds, and I have like a 25-foot CV. It's
Low gunnels.
It's only like an 8-foot beam, and it's me and my buddy Paul, and we had to pull this thing in with a block and tackle. Get it in the boat. The whole boat's like the rails touching the water, and it's like we finally get it up. I think I sent you one of the pictures from that day.
Possibly.
I was laying on the back, but
we'll
that
throw
was
it
a
on after.
process.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a process. I mean, you got to be ready to process one of these fish and get it on the boat, and you can't just go out there with two guys. Like, we were kind of stupid that day. I have a block and tackle and stuff, but it's still, you need some manpower with those fish.
And what do you blokes do for fun? Because I imagine, how do you top it?
This is our fun.
Yeah, fishing for me, I know for him, but for me, it's everything. Like I love surfing. I love doing other things like family stuff and going to the beach and that. But like, and it's not even just doing; it's just fishing in general. It's all I think about. So it's like, I get home from tuna fishing, and the first thing I'm doing is looking at the weather for the following morning, thinking, "Oh, can I go fish out here in our bay and catch bass?" Or like, "Can we go tuna fishing again tomorrow?" It's all I think about.
Full on junkies.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's where it comes
stress
from.
relief.
Yeah. And what about the surf out that way? You got much surf out there? Because I know you got plenty of big white sharks too.
New Jersey has incredible surf. Incredible.
Really?
I wouldn't consider it world class. I wouldn't put it near Australia, but it's mainly wintertime. We get our swells. The summertime and spring is like, it's usually just flat. You might get a couple days where it's like waist high and like clean, but you got a lot of south winds, which is like side shore here in the summer. But the winter is when we get like our really big storms. So that's what we get, days where it's double, triple overhead and it's blowing offshore like 30 knots. And we got some chargers here to where you're in a 5 mil, gloves, boots, hood, and it's pretty hardcore. But it's a select few months out of the year, and it's not really ever consistent. It's only swells. You get the day of the swell when the wind wraps around, then maybe the next morning when it's only head high after, and then you might go 2-3 weeks, a month plus without another like good surfing day that's like worth paddling out type of thing.
Yep. Sounds like you're living the dream out there, fellas, anyway.
Yeah, it's fun.
I might pop up a couple of these videos just to have a quick look at them, and you can sort of run me through what's going on here. Oh, here we go. What's this one?
Yeah, for some reason I can't see.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Oh, you can't see it? Let's try another one. Some of them get a bit funny. How about that? Is that one working?
No,
not quite.
I hear the audio. I just don't.
You have to hit something.
I could probably tell which clip it is from the audio.
This is the one with the paddle tail that I saw, but just the hook sets on these things and that initial run is wild.
The jaws on them are so tough. It's like, it seems like sometimes they grab them.
Yep.
And they just hold it, so you're yanking on it, and it's not setting, So it's like, that's why we're jamming them like 10, 15 times, so hopefully...
That's a huge debate across the world, too, because there's a great bluefin fishery out in like California where guys, all they do is just reel down on them. But any time in the past for me, if I don't at least give them 1, 2, 3 like hard whacks, that's always when their first run the hook pulls. I think it's preference. I don't think it might not matter half the times whether you reel down or set on them. Who knows?
Yeah, they sort of hook themselves, I imagine, being that big, but then it comes down to your drag, tension, and all that sort of stuff as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gear doesn't like to hold up.
No. And then outside of bluefin, do you still chase other fish? Because you're chasing the pinnacle.
Yeah,
we were fishing today.
We just were fishing today for fluke, so it's like, a flat fish, like a flounder.
Yep.
And 2 days ago, I went out for sea bass, which, they're like black sea bass, super, super good eating.
Fish, like a reef, like a
we have a world-class striped bass fishery here, like unbelievable striped bass fishing. Like you can
Right.
go out and catch 100 fish in a day, up to 40, 50 pounds. Like very good. And
And
then
how do you chase
obviously
those?
he's more into that than me.
Yeah, I'm more of a tuna guy than I'm a bass guy, but like bass is where I started, and I have a very good bass fishery in my backyard. Pretty much, I could take the boat out, and in 2 minutes I could be fishing a place where I could catch bass. So that's like what I grew up doing, and it's like that'll always be close to me, like in that regards. But there's a place called Raritan Bay that's like 40 minutes north of like where we live here, and that in the spring and in the fall too, but mostly in the spring the fish come up from the south and they go in there, and it's like a fishbowl in there in the spring, and really good fishing. It's fun. You could do the same thing, get them on top water, jigging, soft plastics, paddle tails, so you could really catch them on anything.
Yeah, I've never chased them myself, but obviously from the outside looking in, people get obsessed with those bass out there. What is it
Oh,
about
yeah.
them? What makes them so special? Is it the eating? And like, what is it?
It's so cool. I mean, we fish for him here. Let me see. We fish for him with like this, like a big spook,
Oh
and
wow,
we'll throw this on top water. And
We'll
when
chase
I
it
tell
down.
you, you'll sometimes have 20 to 30 fish behind this thing, just fighting over it.
But then there's just I think my biggest thing with them is that there's so many different ways to fish them, so many different places you can catch them. Like you can go right here and you can go back into a flat where it's only a foot deep, and you could be catching little schooly ones that are 20 inches, and then the following morning you could run up and fish like a rock pile out in the ocean and catch on like a huge plug, and you can catch one that's 50 inches and 45, 50 pounds,
50
like
inches. Jeez.
in the same 24-hour span. It's you can catch them at like they're great fishing at night. The biggest bass are usually caught at night. They love current. They're special fish. You could catch them anyway, almost anywhere in the state of Jersey. Any body of water holds bass. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've always been curious about that because obviously people do get obsessed with them, and I'm thinking, what is it about this fish?
It's so fun too. I mean, we fish the big bait casters now, so it's like catching like a freshwater bass.
Here.
Yeah, we chop the
Big glide baits, like
Oh, yeah.
this kind of
big
stuff,
glide.
like big
Yeah.
bait casters.
So we'll chop this across, and it's just
And you could fish like a 6,000 size reel with 50-pound braid, or you could fish a 1K with 10-pound braid, and you could have
That'd be good of fun. Yeah,
You could catch almost all size fish like everywhere. It's bass are special.
yeah. So there's plenty of them around too, which is always good. And that sort of leads me into my next question here. We actually have a follow-up question from Griffin Hutchinson in regards to bluefin. He wants to know what your thoughts are on the new regulations for bluefin in the northeast. Yeah, run us through it.
Everyone's freaking out about it right now. I mean, up until this point, we were always able to keep one medium, which is 47 to 73, and what was two unders. It would change between 1 and 2 unders.
I think the last time it was shut down like this was back in like 2012. I think they had a complete like shutdown. So the last like 10 or 15 years it's been.
It's basically our most common fish of the area. I mean,
yeah, we'll have a harder time this season catching 27 to 47 inch fish than we will the 50 to 70 inch fish. The 50 to 70 inch fish is for me what I see the most abundant. It's what we catch on the regular, and that's now the fish that's shut down. And you can still catch them, but the catch and release rate, especially with a lot of the people out there, the fish are going to come up, they're going to try to put a gaff or something in its lip, and they're going to stick it right in the face and kill it. Or the fish is going to be exhausted, they're not going to swim it properly to release it, and the fish is going to die on the release anyway. I think it's a shame. It's a shame for the charter captains too, who this is their main source of income. It's like, and now you're going to have to convince people to come out fishing with you for a couple $100 a day to only be able to keep one fish that's 20, 30 pounds, 40 pounds.
Yeah.
If you get lucky enough to kill one that size, and then you'll have to watch a fish that you just battled and you'd love to go home and eat. You're going to have to just watch that fish swim away. So I think for us, it's not even the biggest deal as like we're catch and release. We don't like charter or anything. But for the guys who rely on it as their business, we have many friends in the New Jersey, New York area that are going to get very screwed by this, and it's crazy. I mean, for me personally, like I've seen every year I've been doing this. I mean, I'm not even bullshitting. We've seen more and more tuna, like by a lot, every single year, and it's like now they're gonna take this away from us. It kind of just it's pissing everyone off. It hurts everybody. It's hurting the charters. It's just it's gonna really ruin our bluefin fishing.
And what's is it a knee jerk reaction to something, or why have they done this?
So everyone thinks they've done it because in North Carolina they kept the season open longer than they should have, and there was a lot more.
It was a big political thing, right? It was because when the
When Trump
presidency
got
changed,
elected, and there was some, something went on there where they had to keep the season
when the presidency changed or something like that, like NOAA got put on hold to where they couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't like end the season. They can't do anything about it. So it just kept going on. But it was weird because the season that was open were giants. So in my opinion, I was shocked that they didn't just close giants this year and keep the recreational fish open. So it's strange. I don't know why this class fish was shut down.
Right. And so just to get a bit of an understanding of it, so these fish are fully migratory for you guys. Like they come through, don't they, and keep traveling. So this is just your area, though, that you're not allowed to catch them.
So our area, this extends all the way up to Cape Cod. I mean, extends all the way up to the commercial guys up there, too, and a lot more charter guys up there because the fish settle in up there. So
in the summertime,
these guys are
July to October. It's Cape Cod, Rhode Island. Even north of there, there's a good biomass of fish that sit there, and there's so many charter captains that 90% of their trips, their one fish that they're keeping is going to be a 60-inch class fish, and now they can't.
Yeah.
So it's bullshit, basically.
It's bullshit, and to put it the best way, it's really bullshit. They're taking away something that everyone,
and I'm all for like conserving the species and keeping the population healthy, but I've seen less 30 to 40-inch fish in the last 5 or so years than I have 60 to 70-inch fish. So it's the opposite in my eyes. It's very, very strange. I don't understand it.
No one understands it, and people are still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, it seems that way, eh? And so is that a rule for this season, or is this an ongoing thing?
So this is the rule for the season right now. It seems like it says open to change. I don't know if they're going to change it, but when July comes around or whatever.
Especially with the outrage of everybody, I don't know if that'll have any effect on. I mean, they're probably getting thousands of emails right now from every tuna charter captain in the stretch from Maryland up to Massachusetts type of thing.
Yep. Not good.
No.
So
yeah, very.
You guys are out there chasing these giant bluefin. Is there one particular fish across the world that you haven't chased, but you have like a dream fish outside of bluefin, obviously?
It might sound stupid, but I want to catch a rooster fish. Like on a popper.
Me too.
A big rooster.
Roosters, GTs.
GTs
my big thing is we get them, but not consistently. But huge yellowfin, like true, like 150 to like 250 pound yellowfin. Like there was a couple of people here last year that caught them like chunking or live bait that were like, I think like 140, 150. I think we had one last year that was like 125 on bait, but like a true like 200-pound class yellowfin on a popper is definitely a dream for me. I honestly don't know if it could even happen here in Jersey, but like traveling across the world somewhere to do it, that was definitely be.
Mexico, that's the spot.
Yeah.
I'm going there later this year with Marla's, doing a little trip there, get rooster fish and those giant, hopefully, those super cows.
Check them off the list. That's awesome.
I was just watching a video. I think it was Snook Mafia posted it. Insane
football field of elephants.
Yeah, that place as well. That Puerto Vallarta out there. They all get them out there. So I'm not 100% sure of the seasons they come through, but they get giants, like 300-pounders and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is just insane.
I think there's like the world record was caught there, and it's like 460 pounds. Like that's like
recently I think they got another.
It's like a 95-inch fish here. Like that's a 95-inch bluefin.
Yeah.
They fight like hell too, those yellowfins. I've never caught anything like that size, obviously, or even that 100-plus pounders I haven't caught, but the little ones go hard. They're a cracker of a fish. And what's next for you guys and the Tuna Junkies? Keep doing what you're doing, or you got any big plans?
We got some stuff we're working on behind the scenes. I mean, we're putting out some videos. I have a ton of content that I've been editing, and I'm sure it's takes a lot of time, and I'm still, really learning everything. But
And you have a full-time job too. You gotta
yeah,
realize.
our
outside
YouTube
of
channel.
this.
Yeah.
Yep.
I install all kinds of signs in New York City and all kinds of like advertisements through the airports and stuff.
Yep.
And he actually installs flagpoles with
Yeah.
his dad.
Yep.
But
And
yeah, for us, I mean, I'm trying to keep putting content out on YouTube and just grow the name a little bit. We had a couple like reels take off, and we got a bunch of subscribers, so we're just trying to grow that and see where it goes from here, really.
just keep chasing that dream.
Exactly. We love fishing together, and it's like everyone always asks
If we could do anything with it, whether it's just like something on the side, like not even having it like be our full-time job, even if it could just be something like we not even make money on, even if we made like some money off of it, or just keeping it as like a side hobby. And I think that's
I mean,
the dream.
You could definitely say like the Tuna Junkie name is anyone could be a Tuna Junkie.
That's
you
Tuna
could be a
junkie.
Tuna Junkie.
I'm a tuna junkie. Yeah, I'd wear that shirt.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're all Tuna Junkies, so if we could somehow, get that name out there a little better, it would be cool.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you're going the right way about doing it. You're doing some mad stuff out there. Hopefully, I can get to Maine at some point next year with Chris. So if I do that, I'd love to link up with you guys and see what you actually do out there because it's insane. I love it.
Oh, for sure. We'll definitely link up.
Yeah,
Chris is crazy, man. Crazy in a good way. I'm not calling him crazy in a bad way, but that's something I'm dying to do. And he's been inviting me to go over there. I'm gonna do it this year. I'm gonna film it too. It's gonna
you doing
be
it this year?
Yeah, I want to go do it. And he always says come down, and we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna get on that boat.
Yeah. Hit me up for June next year. I'm gonna come over and see if I can harpoon one. See how we go.
Yeah. So he'll let you up on the bow, and I bet he'll let you stick it.
I hope so. I'll try. He said he can't miss sometimes, but I reckon I could miss. Well, fellas, look, that's epic, and thanks a lot for your time today. It's sick having you guys come on and tell these stories and actually hear what it's like to chase these giants, especially on spin gear. So it's been a privilege for me to get to chat to you.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having us on.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
No, you're welcome anytime, and I can't wait to have you back.